in just 8 minutes. Get the most powerful moments from Shannon Sharpe's epic 2-hour podcast with Wallo267 on Club Shay Shay. Wallo opens up about tragedy, success, and hard-earned life lessons, from losing Gillie's son to forgiveness, business, and Jay-Z's Reform Alliance. Stay tuned, because this one hits deep. Here are the key takeaways from the podcast. Takeaway 1. Losing Gillie's son was heartbreaking. One of the most emotional parts of the podcast was Wallo opening up about the tragic loss of Gillie's son, YNG Cheese. Losing a child is something no parent should ever have to experience, and the pain was overwhelming for Gillie and their family. Wallo shared that he was the one who had to break the heartbreaking news to Gillie, and it was one of the hardest things he had ever done. He described the moment as gut-wrenching, saying it was something he wouldn't wish on his worst enemy. He emphasized how important it is for families to stick together in tough times. Even when life feels unbearable, support from loved ones can make all the difference. He also addressed a disturbing trend, some people spreading conspiracy theories that successful people sacrifice their loved ones for fame. He shut down this nonsense, saying that Gillie's success had nothing to do with his son's tragic passing. For example, Wallo described how Gillie kept asking him, "What's going on? What's happening at the hospital?" until he finally had to tell him the truth. He's gone. That moment broke both of them. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. Jay-Z, Meek Mill, and Reform Alliance. Wallo has worked closely with major figures like Jay-Z and Meek Mill through Reform Alliance, a group that works to fix America's broken probation and parole system. He explained how many people are sent back to prison for technical violations, things like missing a check-in meeting or struggling to find a job, rather than committing new crimes. This system unfairly targets people, making it nearly impossible for them to rebuild their lives after serving time. He praised the work of Reform Alliance, saying that programs like this give real second chances instead of trapping people in a cycle of incarceration. For example, he shared how people have been sent back to prison simply because they were 5 minutes late to a meeting. "The police ain't locked me up. I didn't catch no new case, but they still sent me back." Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3. The Philadelphia Eagles are a big deal. Gillie's love for the Philadelphia Eagles is legendary, and Wallo couldn't stop laughing about how seriously his cousin takes the team. Gillie is such a die-hard fan that he once said he would give up sex for a whole year if the Eagles won the Super Bowl. That's a level of commitment that not many sports fans can relate to. Wallo admitted that he usually jumps from team to team based on who's winning, but this season, he has actually stuck with the Eagles the whole time. Their passion for the team is about more than just football. It's about pride in their city. The Eagles' success brings their community together in a way that few things can. For example, Wallo joked, "This time, I've been faithful to a team for a whole season. I never done that in my life." Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4. Business is about relationships, not just money. Wallo emphasized that building strong relationships is more valuable than just chasing money. The right connection can open doors that money alone never will. He warned against burning bridges, as today's intern could be tomorrow's CEO. Respect and loyalty in business will take you further than greed ever will. For example, he shared how a random call from a stranger offering a business deal led to a multi-million-dollar opportunity, proving that knowing the right people is crucial. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5. Forgiveness is stronger than revenge. Wallo spoke about his personal experience of losing family members to violence and choosing forgiveness instead of revenge. He believes many young people get trapped in cycles of retaliation that only lead to more pain. Instead of dying for someone, he chose to live for his brother by making something of himself. He said that letting go of ego and focusing on the bigger picture is the true sign of strength. For example, he told a group of young men, "Nothing kills more black men than their ego," urging them to think before acting on emotions. We're halfway through the video. Thank you for sticking with us this far. If you're enjoying it, please give us a thumbs up and share it in your WhatsApp groups. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to comment below. To see more videos like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now, Let's continue with the video. Takeaway 6. College is about exposure, not just a degree. Wallo believes that college is valuable not just for education, but for the exposure it provides. Many people from rough neighborhoods never see life beyond their block, and college can open their minds to new possibilities. Even if someone doesn't go to college, they should seek experiences that broaden their worldview. Success isn't just about book smarts, but also about learning how to navigate different environments. For example, he pointed out how the most successful people in families often went to college, not because of their degrees, but because of the knowledge and networks they gained. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. Ownership is everything in business. Wallo and Gillie own everything related to their brand, including their podcast, facilities, and equipment. Many creators lose control of their work by relying on external funding too soon. They turn down big money offers to maintain ownership and control of their vision. He believes in partnerships, but only when both sides bring equal value to the table. For example, they once received a massive deal offer, but rejected it because it required giving up ownership of their intellectual property. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. Prison teaches you harsh lessons. Wallo spent over 20 years in prison and saw firsthand how the system sets people up for failure. He learned that many people in the streets are not as loyal as they seem, as they often turn on each other when things go wrong. He realized that freedom is the most valuable thing a person can have. He used his time in prison to educate himself and prepare for a better life outside. For example, he shared how watching McDonald's commercials in prison made him fascinated with marketing, which later helped him build his brand. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Marketing is the most powerful skill. Wallo believes marketing is the second most powerful force in the world, right after God. Everything from what people buy to what they believe is influenced by marketing. If you control attention, you control the market. He started learning about marketing while in prison and used it to build his career. For example, he talked about how he was fascinated by McDonald's commercials as a kid because the Big Mac in the ad never looked like the one he got in real life. That was his first lesson in advertising. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. Adapt or get left behind. Wallo's success comes from his ability to adapt to new challenges and opportunities. He used social media while still in prison to start building his brand before he was released. The world is constantly changing, and those who don't evolve will be left behind. He encourages people to keep learning, no matter their age or circumstances. For example, he started creating Instagram content while still in jail, preparing for his eventual release. Which of these takeaways do you think is the most powerful? Let us know in the comments below. Here is a brief introduction about Wallo267. Wallace Peoples, better known online as Wallo267, is a multi-hyphenated entrepreneur, social influencer and activist, and 3-time TEDx speaker. He co-hosts his Barstool Sports podcast, $1 Million Worth of Game, with his cousin and rapper, Gillie. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this summary of the Club Shay Shay podcast with Wallo267 informative. If you're interested in learning more about these topics, I encourage you to watch the full podcast on YouTube by clicking on the link in the description below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like below and share this video in your WhatsApp groups. You can also discuss about this video by commenting below. To get more such videos in your timeline, press the subscribe button below